would have thought that Racheal housemaid will be the one to save her from dying on her 30th birthday. Racheal sat in her car waiting for her gateman to open the gates as she prepared to drive into her compound of her 2-bedroom flat in Lekki Phase 1. At 28, she had achieved what many of her age mates could only dream of. Just 2 years after completing her NYSC program, she had not only secured a well-paying job at one of Lagos' top marketing firms, but had also managed to buy her own apartment and a car. Racheal is a very simple girl that don't like wahala. She's also a very generous lady and accommodating. Among her other 4 friends, we could literally say she's the luckiest. Since their graduation from the university, where they all studied together, she seemed to be the only one who had truly found her footing, while her other friends were still job hunting and attending interviews here and there. She is always the savior of her friends anytime they need financial help. She is always there to help them and never says no to them. They have been together since their secondary school days and were even fortunate to gain admission into the same university. But every time, Racheal always takes the lead, even academically. As she walked into her apartment, she was greeted by the aroma of jollof rice coming from the kitchen. "Good evening, ma." Her housemaid named Blessing came to greet her. "Evening, dear. How was your day?" Racheal asked, dropping her handbag on the dining table. "Fine, ma. I prepared your favorites, jollof rice with plantain and chicken." Racheal smiled. Her maid had been with her for 8 months now, and she had proven to be more than just a housemaid. She was intelligent, respectful, and had gradually become like a younger sister to her. Unlike many employers who treated their domestic staff poorly, Racheal ensured she ate the same food she ate, wore decent clothes, and even encouraged her to learn new things. "Thank you, dear. Set the table for 2. We will eat together as usual," Racheal said. Mr. Kunle, a security guard, was watering the plants in the small garden when she waved at him. He had been working for her for over a year and was like a father figure to her, always ensuring her safety and the security of her properties. As they sat down for dinner, Blessing could not help but express her gratitude again. "Ma, I just want to thank you for everything. My mother called today to thank you for the money you sent for my younger sister's WAEC registration." "Don't mention, Blessing. We are family," Racheal replied, serving herself some rice. Racheal did not change towards her friends because her life took a different turn. Even though her status had improved, she had never abandoned them. In fact, their bond remained as strong as ever. They still went out together, do long video calls, and hang out almost every week. Every now and then, Racheal would take them shopping, buy stores for them. On some weekends, they would even pack their bags and spend time in her house. What made people admire their friendship even more was how genuine it looked. From their teenage years into adulthood, nothing seemed to come in between them. One evening, The four friends gathered for their monthly hangouts. Racheal was supposed to join them, but an urgent client meeting had come up at the last minute. "I'm so sorry, girls. This client flew in from Abuja specifically for this meeting. I promise to make it up to you all," Racheal texted them in their group chats. As they settled in their seats and ordered pepper chicken with rice, the conversation was flowing naturally from one topic to another. "I don't know what I would have done without Racheal's help this month," Mary said, taking a sip of her drink. "She has really been helpful." "Same here," Fumi agreed. "She sent me money for my rent yesterday, without me even asking her twice." Joy nodded in agreement, but Nike remained quiet. She was not interested in the conversation. "Nike, what is wrong with you today? You have been so quiet," Joy noticed. "Nothing," Nike replied. "Come on, we have been friends for over 10 years. We know when something is bothering you," Mary pressed further. After much persuasion and probing, Nike finally put down her fork and looked at her friends with a serious expression. "Ladies, I need to ask you all something, and I want you to be very honest with me." The three friends listened with curiosity. "Don't you find it strange that since our secondary school days, Racheal has always been ahead of us in everything? When we were in university, she graduated with a first-class degree, while the rest of us managed a second-class degree. When we finished NYSC, she got a job immediately, while we are still struggling. And not just any job, a job that pays her so well that she can afford to buy a house in Lekki, buy a car, and still be sending us money every week." The friends looked at each other, not sure what Nike is driving at. "I mean, are we not all intelligent? Are we not all hardworking? Why is it that everything good seems to favor only Racheal?" Nike continued. "So Nike, what are you trying to say?" Mary asked, though she was beginning to sense where this conversation was heading. "What I'm saying is," Nike paused and looked around to ensure no one else could hear them. "What if she's using our glory? What if there is something she's doing spiritually that we don't know about?" They all exclaimed. "Nike, how can you even think such a thing?" Mary was the first to respond. "Racheal is the kindest, most genuine person we know. She has always been brilliant, even in secondary school, and you know this." "But Mary, think about it," Nike pressed on. "In Nigerian movies and even in real life, we've heard stories of people using their friends' destiny for their own success. What if that is what is happening here?" "You are being ridiculous right now." Mary stood up. "After everything Racheal has done for you, for all of us, this is how you choose to pay her? By thinking evil of her?" Mary grabbed her purse and walked out of the restaurant. Others also left shortly after. "Maybe I shouldn't have said anything," Nike thought to herself. But deep down, she believed something was off. That evening, Mary couldn't stop thinking about Nike's words as she lay on her bed, trying to push away the doubts that were gradually creeping into her mind. "No, I won't let Nike poison my mind against Racheal," she said aloud to herself. But as the hours passed, she found herself analyzing every memory, every instant of Racheal's success. She remembered how in secondary school, whenever they had group assignments, Racheal group always got the best grade. During their university days, the same thing. Racheal seemed to effortlessly understand concepts that the rest of them struggled with. Joy, lying in her bed, recalled how Racheal was the first to get a good internship placement and now the first to achieve financial stability. By 10 p.m., Nike's phone started ringing. "Hello, Nike," came Fumi's voice. "I have been thinking about what you said today, and maybe you might be right. I mean, it's quite suspicious when you really think about it." Within the next hour, Joy had also called Nike with similar sentiments. They decided to do joint call in order to have the conversation. "Nike, please, we've all been thinking about what you said today, and we owe you an apology for not listening to you initially. But after thinking deeply about it, we think you are right." "So, what do we do now?" Nike asked. "I think we need to distance ourselves from her first," Mary suggested. "But she will notice if we suddenly start avoiding her," Joy pointed out. "We will do it gradually," Nike said. "Make excuses, be busy, turn down some of her invites." "And if that does not work?" Fumi asked. "Then we will have to consider a more permanent solution," Nike said. "Nike, what are you suggesting exactly?" Mary asked. "I'm just saying that sometimes desperate times calls for desperate measures. If she won't release our glory willingly, we might have to force her." Over the next 2 weeks, Racheal began to notice subtle changes in her friends' behavior. Their responses to her messages became shorter, with low energy. When she invited them for her usual weekend hangouts, they all gave an excuse. "Is everything okay with you girls?" Racheal asked one of their video calls. "You all seem distant lately." "We are fine, babe. Just going through a lot individually," Mary replied. "You know you can always talk to me about anything, right?" "Of course we know," Nike said with a forced smile. "We are just dealing with some personal stuff." But behind the scenes, the four friends were meeting regularly without Racheal, planning and plotting. "I went to see a spiritual counselor last week," Nike announced during one of their meetings at Joy's apartment. "What did they say?" Fumi asked eagerly. "She confirmed my suspicions. She said there is definitely spiritual manipulation involved, and the only way to break free is to cut off the source completely." "Cut off how?" Mary asked. "She said the person has to be eliminated," Nike said. "Nike, are you saying we should silence her forever?" Joy whispered. "It is self-defense," Nike replied. "We are defending our destinies, our future, and our lives. Besides, think about it. We will all be free forever, and we can finally live the lives we are meant to live. But how are we going to go about it?" "I've been thinking about that too. Her birthday is coming up next month. She'll be clocking 30, and we know she will celebrate it big, and she will definitely want us to help her to plan. That would be the perfect opportunity." Mary felt her heart was beating fast. "Nike, I don't know if I can go through with something like this." "Mary, Do you want to remain poor and struggling for the rest of your life while Racheal continued to use your glory? Nike asked. Because that is what will happen if we don't act fast. So what exactly is the plan? Joy asked. Nike smiled. Leave that to me. I know exactly how we will do it. Racheal was genuinely excited as she planned her 30th birthday celebration. Turning 30 felt like a significant milestone, and she wanted to celebrate it with the people who mattered most to her. On a sunny Saturday morning, she called them on a video call. "My queens," she said cheerfully as their faces appeared on her phone screen. "I have something exciting to share with you all. As you all know, I will be turning 30 next weekend, and I want to celebrate it properly. I want you girls to help me plan the perfect party." Nike replied, "Of course, we will help you plan it. What do you have in mind?" "I don't want anything too elaborate, just close friends, some colleagues from work, good food, nice music, great vibes, that's all. I'm thinking we can do it at my place." "That sounds perfect," Fumi said. "What do you want each of us to handle?" Racheal had already thought this through. "Nike, since you are good with event coordination, can you handle the drinks and music playlists? Mary, you know how to cook, so can you coordinate the catering with me? Fumi, decorations are your thing, so that is yours. Enjoy. You can handle the photography and making sure everything runs smoothly on the day." "Consider it done," they all replied. After the call ended, Nike immediately called the others for an emergency meeting. "This is it, girls. This is the opportunity we've been all waiting for. I will be in charge of drinks, which means I can handle the main part of our plan. Are you sure about this?" Nike, Mary asked. "Mary, we have gone too far to back out now. Besides, think about all the money she owes us." "She does not owe us anything," Mary protested. "She gave us that money willingly." "Exactly. And why do you think she was able to give you so freely? Because she was using our glory to make that money in the first place," Nike said. "So what exactly will you put in the drink?" Joy asked. "I know someone who can get me substance that we will put in the drink that will work quickly and won't be traceable," Nike replied. "We will present it as a special birthday wine." It was the birthday week. Racheal was genuinely touched by her friend's apparent enthusiasm and dedication to making her day special. On the morning of her birthday, Racheal woke up feeling grateful and blessed. She said her prayers, thanking God for another year of life and for the friends who have stood by her through the years. "Good morning, ma. Happy birthday." Blessing greeted her with a bright smile as she brought her breakfast in bed. "Thank you so much, dear. I can't believe I'm 30 today." "You don't look it, ma. You look like 25, Blessing said, making Racheal to laugh. "You are just being kind. Thank you for the breakfast. It smells delicious." As the day progressed, friends began arriving for the evening celebration, each carrying their gifts to the party. Nike had a beautiful bottle of expensive red wine wrapped in elegant paper. "You girls are the best," Racheal exclaimed, hugging each of them. "I'm so blessed to have you in my life." As the party progressed, there was dancing, laughing, eating, and celebration. Around 9 p.m., as the party was winding down and some guests had already left, Nike decided it was time to execute their plan. "Girls, let's meet in the kitchen for a moment," she whispered to Mary, Funmi, and Joy. They excused themselves from the remaining guests and huddled together in the kitchen. "I brought the wine," Nike said, pulling out the bottle. "I have already added the substance to it. All we need to do is to present it to her as our special gift, and it will all be over very soon." "I still don't feel right about this," Mary whispered. "It is too late for that now, Mary," Nike hissed. "Do you want to remain poor forever?" What they did not know was that Blessing was passing by as they were talking, and she could hear every word they were saying clearly. At first, she thought she was mishearing them, but when Nike said, "Once she drinks this wine, it will all be over, and we can finally get our glory back," Blessing began to shiver. These women, whom her madam loved and trusted like sisters, were planning to do this to her on her birthday. Blessing begins to think, what should she do? Should she confront them? Should she call the police? Should she tell her madam immediately? Will she believe her? Well, she decided to tell Racheal immediately before it was too late. "Ma, please, I need to speak with you urgently. It is very important," Blessing said. "Of course, dear. What is wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost." "Ma, please, can we go somewhere private? Maybe your bathroom." They entered into the bathroom immediately when Racheal sensed emergency. "Ma, I don't know how to tell you this, but your friends, they are planning something dangerous for you tonight." Racheal looked at her for a moment and then burst into laughter. "Blessing, what are you talking about? Why would you even say such a thing?" "Ma, I'm serious. I heard them talking in the kitchen. Nike brought a wine for you as a birthday gift. She has put something in it. They said once you drink it, you will die, and they will get their glory back." "Blessing, do you know this is a very serious accusation? Are you sure about what you heard?" "Ma, I swear on my life, I heard everything clearly. They said you have been using their glory, and the only way for them to prosper is for them to eliminate you." "Ma, I don't want you to believe it, but please, when they bring the wine, suggest that all of you should drink it together. If they refuse, then you will know I am telling you the truth." Racheal stood still, trying to process this information. Part of her wanted to dismiss it as a misunderstanding, but Blessing had never lied to her before. "Okay, Blessing, if what you are saying is true, then God has used you to save my life tonight. Ma, please just be careful. Don't drink anything they give you alone." They returned to the living room where the remaining guests were still chatting and enjoying themselves. Racheal tried to act normal. About 30 minutes later, Nike approached her with the beautifully wrapped bottle of wine. "Racheal, this is a special gift from all of us. It is a very expensive red wine that we thought would be perfect for your 30th birthday." "Aww, thank you so much, girls. This is beautiful," Racheal said, accepting the bottle. "Let me get some wine glass so that we can all toast together." She noticed Nike's expression changed slightly at her suggestion. "Oh, we've already had so much to drink tonight," Nike said quickly. "This is specifically for you, the birthday girl." "No, We need to have this toast together, Racheal insisted, heading to the kitchen to get glasses. A toast is better when shared with friends. She returned with 4 wine glasses and began opening the bottle. This will be perfect. We can toast to friendship, to another year of life, and to many years together. As she poured the wine into all the 4 glasses, she watched her friends' faces carefully. Nike looked visibly uncomfortable. Mary was avoiding eye contact, and Fumi kept fidgeting with her dress. Okay girls, let's toast to the next chapter of my life. Racheal raised her glass, and reluctantly, the others raised theirs. To friendship, Racheal declared. But as she brought the glass to her lips, she noticed that none of her friends were drinking. They were all just holding their glasses and watching her. "Why are you not drinking?" she asked. The 4 friends looked at each other. We, Mary stammered. "We can't drink it," Joy finally said, and immediately dropped on her knees. The few remaining guests looked on in confusion, unsure of what was happening. "We can't drink it because Nike put something in it," Mary said, also falling to her knees. Racheal felt the room was spinning around her. Even though Blessing had warned her, hearing the confession from her friend's own mouth was devastating. Nike, realizing that their plan had been exposed, also knelt down. "Racheal, please, let me explain." "Explain what?" "Explain how you want to take my life on my birthday. Explain how you want to watch me die." "Racheal, we believed that you were using our glory," Fumi said through tears. "We thought that the only way for us to succeed was if I die." Racheal completed the sentence. "So you thought the best solution was to take my life?" "We were desperate," Nike said. "We've been struggling while you keep prospering. It seems more than just a luck." Racheal looked at these ladies who had been her friends for over 15 years. "Do you want to know something?" They looked at her. "For the past 6 months, I have been saving money, 20 million naira. My plan was to give each of you 5 million naira tonight after the party, so you could all start your own business and stop struggling." The friends looked at her in shock. "I was going to surprise you because I love you, and I wanted to see you succeed. But instead of trusting in our friendship, instead of believing that I genuinely care about your welfare, you choose to believe that I was some kind of witch using your destinies." Mary began wailing. "Racheal, we are so sorry. We don't know what came over us. Please forgive us." "Forgive you? If not for my housemaid who overheard your conversation, I would be dead by now, and you would all be comforting each other while pretending to mourn me." She turned to look at Blessing, who was standing in the corner, tears streaming down her face. "Blessing, come here. Thank you for saving my life tonight. If you had not warned me, if you had minded your own business like many people would have done, I would not be standing here right now. Ma, you have been good to me. You treated me like family, not like a servant. God used me to repay your kindness." Racheal turned back to her former friends, who were still kneeling on the floor. "You know what? I will not call the police on you. Even though attempted murder is a serious crime, I will leave you to God to judge you. But I want you all to leave my house right now, and I never want to see any of you again. Racheal, please. Nike tries to plead. Mr. Kunle, Racheal called her security guard, who had been watching the drama, and quickly approached. Please escort these ladies out of my compound. They are no longer welcome here. Later that night, as Blessing helped her to clean up, Racheal reflected on the events of the evening. Blessing, thank you for saving my life. I want you to know that your kindness and loyalty tonight has shown me the true meaning of family. Ma, you showed me kindness first. When people treat others well, goodness will always come back to them. You are right. I have learned a hard lesson tonight about trust and friendship, but I have also learned that good deeds never go unrewarded. God used your good heart to save my life. The next morning, she went to her bank, and instead of giving the money to her former friends, she decided to use it to start a foundation that would help young people on the streets to get an education and skill acquisition. Sometimes, she said to herself, the people who seem closest to you can be your greatest enemies, while the people you least expect can be the angels God will send to protect you. From that day forward, Racheal lived with a new understanding. Treat everyone with kindness, but be wise who you trust with your life. And most importantly, she never forgot that it was the maid she treated like family who saved her from dying on her 30th birthday. We have come to the end of today's story. I hope you enjoy listening to this. See you next time. Bye. Wait, have you subscribed? Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.